when the numbers hit, the stock was kind of flat. And then during the conference call, that's when you started seeing the big declines. And I think the big reason for that was the company kind of talked down 2024 estimates. They talked about how the Berlin and Austin plant ramp up from here would be gradual. And then there was a lot of talk about how interest rates are going up. The increase in interest rates are reducing affordability, and so I think that's kind of where and of course the tempering of expectations in terms of Cybertruck profitability. I think those were bigger factors for the aftermarket decline. Rather than the earnings per se. I think expectations were pretty low for the earnings in any way.
Francisco, give us your own take on the earnings that you saw.
Well, thanks for having me. We were not surprised. There were pretty much per expectations. We were expecting lower delivery of vehicles, decrease in demands because of the difficult macro environment. And, we are also keeping our eye on BYD, which is a very competitor in China, and they're coming up with great profits. They had a pre-announcement today, and they're looking good going forward. So, and we pay close attention to that because that's really Tesla's competition today. But tomorrow or a few years from now, it's going to intensify. There are a lot of players out there just waiting to jump in, and Tesla's business model, the way that it operates with vertical integration, think and tell. They did everything at some point until they decided there wasn't, the economies of scale were not, to their favor at a certain point. And I think that Tesla might suffer something like that, because of competition. So we'll see how it goes. But, for the moment being, Tesla looks like a short-term trade. If you're a trader, which we're not, we think a longer term. You can make up to 7% on it on the upside. I think that there's still a little bit of room there, but not a lot. Not enough for us to jump in anyway.
Right. And to the point that Will was making about the fall in the stock, which was a cumulative 9%, Francisco, do you think that there's more downside adjusting to these numbers, or would the market take a more futuristic outlook in its stride, because there was so much focus about when the Cybertruck would come out, the launch date the same, and what that means for Tesla's product offerings?
Well, there might be some further downside. I mean, the whole thing is that Elon, Mr. Musk over there has been very good at the marketing, but the delivering on expectations hasn't quite been aligned, doesn't quite catch up. So we'll see. I said in prior interviews with the media in the past, he needs to show us the money. He really has to. The Cybertruck is coming. I've been waiting for that Cybertruck for a long time. So I want to see some Cybertrucks around the neighborhood, not just in California. I want to see them in my neighborhood. I live in the Midwest of the United States. I want to see them around here. And once I see that, and I'll be a little happier, but I also know that on the first version of any high-tech product, you're going to get a bunch of bugs. So they're going to have recalls, and they're going to go through all that. Everybody goes through that. So that should be expected there as well. And that can be kind of costly. But, it's a good step forward for them if they can get that truck out at the end of the year or so.